Greetings, family. I'm happy to be here with y'all today. I hope y'all enjoy this happiness frequency. Feeling good, thinking good, looking good. Enjoy. Focus on the light. Focus on the light. Focus on the light. Thank you. Namaste. Stillness and blessings, everybody. Love and light. Health and wholeness. Stillness and blessings. Love and light. Health and wholeness. Stillness and blessings. Love and light. Health and wholeness. I'm happy to be here. It's been a long, rainy day. Very long, rainy day. I'm happy to be back in the flesh with y'all. I hope this message, in this hour, finds everybody in the highest vibration possible. Sound in mind and well in health. I ain't gonna spend a whole bunch of time yapping. I'm gonna get off into these forewords because I got a few. I'm a creator, so I understand. So this message is for the creators, or any kind, content creators, painters, anything. A great idea don't always make the budget. A great idea don't always make the budget. So what can we do along with the idea to make up for the budget to accomplish the idea? Some of the richest people in the world are actually, listen to what I'm saying. Some of the richest people in the world are financially and spiritually broke. I heard Mike Tyson say that, and it's kind of tricky, but you gotta Listen to what's being said. Some of the richest people in the world are financially and spiritually broke. You have much power in giving. That's a reminder from yesterday. Giving is everything. We ask. No matter what it is you call it. God, source, divine mind, in this quote unquote new age, it's a lot of terms that has been assigned to deity or divinity. But my point is this: we ask a lot from God, from source, from divine. But what are you willing to give? I assume that most of us we give God thanks every day for something, correct? But what do you think God should give us thanks for? I think deeply. I think different. We give God thanks every day for something. But is it any of us that think there's something that God should give us thanks for? Y'all can comment on that. Drop me a comment. To fill the void, we must be desireless. To fill the void, we must be desireless. And what that means to me is we have to desire less. And if you desire less, you will become whole within yourself and come to the realization that external things are not necessary for your self-fulfillment, for your self-love. The best ability is availability. You gotta be, the best ability is availability. And that go with health as wealth. Why? Because you gotta be healthy to be available. You gotta have a healthy body to perform a task. You gotta have a healthy mind to make a clear judgment or a clear decision. Health is wealth, and availability is the best ability. The purpose of the dark is for us to find the light. The purpose of the dark is for us to find the light. Y'all heard me say probably like among us. I've been saying it really. We don't need a new leader. We just need the truth. And if we can't get the truth, then it's really not nothing to worry about. We just need to prepare, even if we don't know what we're preparing for. Why do I say that? Because you can't be mad at the oppressor for being the oppressor. But you got to be mad at yourself for being oppressed. The new wealth is your health, man. And to help whoever need to hear this, we are not scared, so don't be. No fear. As far as politics, we are tired of being lied to. We need results. And to my people, as far as the world, everything we have been told and taught to accept has been a lie. I come from an area where you had to be conscious of what you say, because consequences and repercussions would more than likely return to you. But in this computer age, it's almost no filter. But I'm saying that to say we need we need more accountability, you know. We need more accountability because some things will not be tolerated. So we need to hold ourselves accountable, and we need to hold those amongst us accountable. With that, we're going to proceed to the ADK loop, Law of Life, Book 2, and because I don't think I got no more further, Book 2, and we're on the section of creation still. On page 2, let me take off these glasses so I can see for real. 231. The information was given in 1939 that there had been formed a so-called compound. 1939, they're talking about a compound into which many disembodied individuals were taken from the atmosphere of Earth, especially the intellectual and advanced ones who had gotten on the wrong track. This way, they could no longer influence the people of Earth. They were not desirous of complying with the cosmic law of progress of this universe, and therefore could not be taken to the realms of light. There have been established temples and focuses of the violet flame in recent years in the etheric realm and lower atmosphere of Earth, which help clear the psychic realm. All the disembodied have been taken care of in these temples and schoolrooms. There has also been established over every continent a focus of the violet flame or cauldron, which is like a lake of fire into which mankind are drawn in their inner bodies while asleep. The destructive individuals that leave the earth through so-called death are taken to the schoolrooms and temples which have been established in the etheric realms of earth. The difference now is that they are not allowed to remain inactive or just follow their destructive impulses as was the case formerly because of free will. The law has only within the last 20 years allowed that free will to be set aside. They must now devote a minimum of 1 hour per day to application, 1 hour to studying, and 1 hour in rendering service. That's 3 hours. These temples and foci did not exist in the lower realms before, and destructive individuals just existed in the atmosphere of Earth in their lower inner bodies. There were ancient civilizations where the Gobi and Sahara deserts are now. These declined because of becoming overrun by hordes, which were the laggards from other planets. The civilizations which reached its height about 200,000 years ago was one of the greatest on Earth. The Punch Bowl on the present Hawaiian Islands. Hawaiian Punch. Wow. The Punch Bowl on the present Hawaiian Islands was a great focus of light on Mu, which was then on one of the highest mountain ranges. Another range crossed this one, or rather they came together in T fashion. At this point, this focus of love, harmony, and purity still has its effect on the people there to this day. The peaks of these mountain ranges remained above water when Mu sank. The cataclysm 200,000 years ago caused these ranges to be raised to their greatest height. The tops of these were blown off during the cataclysm around 12,000 years ago, which formed the Hawaiian Islands. They were active volcanoes until Yahshua's ministry, at which time they became nearly inactive through the great release of divine love during its service and ascension. The changing and counteracting of the gas belts through the understanding and application of this law will make them completely inactive, it is hoped, as well as change conditions in other parts of the world. The southern half of the state of Texas was underwater, and during the cataclysm which took place about 80,000 years ago, it was raised. About 10,000 years later, a great focus of light was drawn there, and a great civilization came forth in which Saint Germain was a big factor. Contact with the ascended ones was maintained during that civilization. Where the Sahara Desert is now, there was a great and marvelous civilization which reached its height around 70,000 years ago. It was one of the greatest. That area was fertile land and semi-tropical in climate. Its ruler was the beloved Saint Germain, with mostly advanced life streams and embodiment. The government of the people consisted of 7 departments, one for each race, with 2 lesser masters on each ray, and they were under the directive supervision of 14 ascended masters. The people knew of and had contact with their own higher self. The people knew of and had contact with their own God presence. Had the people continued to give obedience and maintain harmony, it could have become a nation of ascended masters, and the earth would have gone forth into perfection, and all the failures of civilization and war since would have been unknown. The time came when the ruler, who was the only one who possessed the wisdom and power to such a great degree, had to be withdrawn under cosmic law. A large banquet was given to which all the king's councils, with their staffs, over 500, were invited. A drink of liquid light, an elixir, was given each one present. This drink gave a protection to the light streams which held them to the light through the centuries. Saint Germain the ruler asked for this, and it was given from the ascended master's realm by the cosmic being known as the divine director. The Atlantean civilization came after the sinking of Mu. It was on the continent of Atlantis, which was a stretch of land between Central America and Europe. This civilization reached great heights, many taking embodiment where life streams having advanced knowledge and attainment. The priesthood, some of them the same ones as on Lemuria, again divided, reproducing the same conditions as had occurred before. Again on Atlantis was an age when it was hoped would be permanent, thereby providing a harmonious condition on earth for the development of all future races. The priesthood warned the people of the pending cataclysm, which held the interest and their consideration for a long time, but after a few years it had been forgotten. For a time, but after a few years it had been forgotten, except by the true student and expiring. Some of those priesthood became intellectual, proud, arrogant, and so versed in the letter of the law that they lost their true spiritual values. I'm going to read that again. Some of the priesthood became intellectual, proud, arrogant, and so versed in the letter of the law, the letter killeth, the spirit give life, that they lost their true spiritual values. The letter killeth, yet the spirit give life. Thus was the door closed to real inspiration or direction from the ascended masters. And it's sad to say this, but what's ironic is I see this so presently, so fragrantly present in the conscious community. They know it by the letter, but have no power of the spirit. It was this kind of a priesthood that crucified Yahshua. It is this kind of priesthood that crucifies us today. The true masters, those really versed in being a true healing, a true blessing, a true miracle, a true inspiration in somebody's life. We are the ones who are crucified, quote unquote, today, unrecognized, overlooked. These priests swayed the people. There remain only a few priests who held to the true spiritual activity. Then again in Egypt, many of the same life streams were responsible for her downfall. In Egypt, many of these same life streams were responsible for her downfall. The people's disobedience and the misuse of their creative faculties and wrong use of energy and the use of the atomic bomb, again on Atlantis, brought about the submerging of nearly all of the continent. During the cataclysmic action around 14,000 years ago, the central and principal part, a small portion remained which formed the island called Poseidonis. This is when the Great Lakes came into existence. Both India and China had great civilizations during this period of Atlantis. Also at the time of Poseidonis sank. These two countries have maintained their identity through several civilizations, which no other countries have done. This is due to the retreats in the Himalayan mountains and the masters, both ascended and unascended, who work there and maintain their faucet of light. At the time, before Mu sank, much of the light was transferred to India and China where it had been guarded. It is now being transferred to the Western Hemisphere, Americas. Some of the records and treasures have already been taken to the Teton, Lake Titicaca, and other retreats for the incoming age. Like, share, subscribe, question, comment. I thank you for your support. Thank you for your donations. My Cash App is $SAIWOODAGOD. That's $Sawu to God. Stillness and blessings, love and light, health and wholeness. You know, I'm about to eat me some vegetables. Drink water, eat good. You know, be mindful of your diet. You know what I'm saying? Cause you know it's war against us. So start growing your own. You know, eat fresh produce and fresh vegetables. Get plenty of water, and take care of yourself a little better, man. Each day, man. Love y'all. One.